talk about the Resident Village and Chris Redfield was supposed to be his last game of the series, and there was a werewolf that I've been searching kind of offline for a while, searching for the werewolf, and searching if there is like clues that is like a hidden boss battle. Oh, Chris Redfield is a werewolf, but I did face a werewolf, only the enemy, but not like a werewolf that shows that cover. And I've been searching it, looking in the cover of Resident Village, and I don't see uh, the werewolf. And it's been a while since Resident Evil hasn't released a update or Resident Evil 9 or Resident Evil Village to continue of a DLC or a different spin-off. It could be a spin-off or it could be a movie some way. And Resident Evil Village, Chris Redfield. I thought he was a werewolf or villain. That'd be cool if he was a villain. And probably he will be like the first character to get killed off. But isn't. Like, let's see why, like, Ethan Winter is the pick. Chris Redfield always there and always know how to defeat an enemy. And it is strange that he always knew how every time. And maybe he is part of some plot or he's like evil. Chris Redfield, it's a fiction Resident Evil game. And I didn't see it. And its series has its their part with the series. I thought that if they have done a bit more with Chris Redfield and this story to be more like bringing back the movie cinematic Resident Evil or Resident Evil Village and bring back the old like the movies maybe to be like the movies to be like more like that's what I wanted the fan to be more like the movies from Resident Evil Death Island, Resident Evil Vendetta, a complete game, like a complete series to be more like CGI, and that's why it has. This reason why I think the Resident Evil Village was exclusive on PS5. It was, and I'm glad they have Lady Miranda in this series. It has Lady Miranda in the series, and to be more like that, to be more like Lady Miranda, it'd be really cool. But I see why the fans wouldn't like it, like type of Twilight style, and that's why they did this. And the Resident Evil remaster, if it was ever made, I think this would be a normal Resident Evil survival horror with zombies and zombie dogs, hunters, in the forest, and it would be more like that. And Resident Evil. Imagine if later, what if? Because Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero has a what if story, and they're the first that did like a what if series. Then Marvel only one has because and Dragon Ball Z did it, but and it's good, you know. And they put What If in the series, and why can't Resident Evil has that too? A What If series, so that it will be a Mega Pack series or Gigabyte, so that we could play it and see if Lady Miranda could have been for Resident Evil 1 if she was behind Resident Evil as the main villain, but she hasn't been the main villain at all. Like that's the only option on that. And the other option is that I like the style of how it's going with the Resident Evil series, and it has Lady Miranda, but she wasn't the main boss. But I did feel that she was the main boss. I really like the Rose part, the battle against Rose against um Lady Miranda, but I wish it was Chris Redfield or like how Resident Evil finally was and Resident Evil Vendetta. I was those villains, right? In some way to bring them back. Um, I know there will is the first time ever when anyone, like everyone else, starts saying like their own opinion about. Everyone has their own opinion, but like everyone to say about the Resident Evil, and we hadn't have a Resident Evil series at all. So I'm gonna start talking because like I didn't talk a lot because of Vendetta. When Resident Evil Vendetta was come out, and Resident Evil feels like a movie and production like a movie thing because you know how like the live action was and how it didn't do great. But the Walker Raccoon City did great. Only they put all the Star Wars members together. They have the mansion. They saw the zombies. You saw the stars struggling. Chris almost got killed off and got saved by Jill Valentine. And the chopper got crashed to the mansion. And there's on the underground for the mansion for Resident Evil, Raccoon City, and the mansion. And that's something that would have been like ever since Nintendo took over Resident Evil 1 remake. I don't think Capcom was planning to do a remake for Resident Evil 1. I don't think no one's saying this because like in Resident Evil 1, Nintendo was the one that was planning to have a Resident Evil 1 remake in GameCube, exclusive on GameCube. And I think I know the style of Resident Evil or Capcom, but I think they weren't planning to release a remake for Resident Evil 1 for a while. That's what I believe. And I think Nintendo was the one that asked Capcom to remake Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 4, the story, and I think they were interested in the story. And Nintendo brought the Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil game come out. And then even so, Nintendo didn't show their name in the series of Resident Evil, but they took part of it. But at least I think in the movies, I think they were part of it because like PlayStation hasn't remake Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 0 because it wasn't asked in the beginning, and Nintendo did. So they should I think consider like thanks to the remake that was made for the GameCube for Resident Evil 1, 0, and even the Nintendo DS for Resident Evil Deadly Silence. I have like a realistic kind of cinematic way universe that you feel you took longer, and then things that the PlayStation that didn't have, like zombies could enter doors, um, rebirth, um, could break through the front door, and there was a zombie dog laying outside of the mansion. When you go there, and there's the dogs that got in, the zombie dogs. Uh, that's that's one of them. The Resident Evil did that. I don't think Capcom or PlayStation wanted a remake. Nintendo did. They knew and they approached to Capcom to ask for a remake, and they put it in GameCube on Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 0, and Resident Evil 1 remake. But not like they could have done the Resident Evil 2 remake also, and I think they would have. I don't think they didn't know the word remaster, but they weren't planning to put remaster. You know, they were planning to continue the story of Resident Evil 0, 1 remake, and that's what it was. Resident Evil 1, 0 remake of Resident Evil, and how like Capcom didn't plan it, and then everyone wanted to have a Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries, like more into it, more characters with the Whitehall Countess of Claire, Leon, and such, and what in Resident Evil 3D Mercenaries, Nintendo has it, and they have the Resident Evil Rebecca, there was Claire Redfield, there was those Plagas in Resident Evil 4, in Resident Evil 3D Mercenaries, and there's like Chris Redfield, there was Krauser, there was Wesker, different costumes, and Resident Evil 4 brought it back with the characters and mercenaries, but I don't think for me as a probably like a Resident Evil fan and I've been there since the Resident Evil series started, and I don't think the Resident Evil series will not like wanting to continue a remake. I think Nintendo, like I think I really seen that it needs a new console so that Revelation 3 comes out, or a new Resident Evil 3D Mercenaries, or for the console that could be strong, or in the Xbox could be, but with the name of maybe Nintendo in it, or Xbox has it, or Nintendo. But I think Nintendo will, because like they probably will release a Revelation 3 on Nintendo and a new console, because look how like Resident Evil is doing. I think if Nintendo has their own, if they did have their old style back where it used to be, I think someone will like could have brought the GameCube Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 1, but I don't think Resident Evil 4 was made in the GameCube, not on PlayStation, because Nintendo did it, but now it's been a while since Nintendo hadn't make a move or make a Revelation 3 series, because PlayStation hasn't like really. They did put kind of exclusive on PlayStation, on PS5 in the beginning. Like for example, Silent Hill is exclusive on PS5. That's something, right? Because you want to play the series with the original, but I don't see, I don't see PlayStation really like pull a move on the series of Revelation 3. Revelation 2 was made on PlayStation, but Revelation 1 was made in Nintendo, and but I don't see they didn't do much with Revelation 2. Revelation 2 could have gone to Nintendo, and I would have played it just like in the 3DS Deadly Silence Mercenaries or the Deadly Silence Resident Evil. It's a fiction and it has rebirth. I really like that style. And they did have someone, I think Capcom did have some producer that did was in charge of the Resident Evil series. That's why they brought it in. That's why you get Revelation 2. But it has to like do another update for the fans so that they notice that that there will be a Revelation 3. I hadn't seen Revelation 3 out yet. Resident Evil Village only, or no update, no. But I think Nintendo should make a move. Why? Why? Because, like I said earlier ago, Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 4 was made on the GameCube. It's not on the Switch. They could have like, I think they could have Resident Evil 3D Mercenaries on the Switch or Switch 2. Resident Evil 4 will only have the Mercenaries, Krauser, Leon, Ada, and that's it, and Wesker. But that's it. That's the only characters. Well, not. But don't forget, Resident Evil 5 was out for kind of a long time. Mercenaries, but no specific characters, no specific enemies to face in the Mercenaries. And the 3DS, the 3D Mercenaries was something. And that's something I look into and go, wow, this is amazing. I think they should consider releasing the 3DS Mercenaries combined with Resident Evil 4 remake style, and that's good. You know, you go in, you face enemies. It'll be kind of like Dark Soul type of way, open war maybe, raid mode or something, from like the same way it was. Bring back the raid mode, but it has to be the Revelation 1 raid mode, and that'd be cool, right? To play in, face enemies. If they don't give the player to be Nemesis, Oin and the Resistance, they could be Nemesis and AI and revisit the iconic locations like Raccoon City, escape, do puzzles together. That'd be some new way of raid mode. Or no. But like Revelation 3 is something. Resident Evil Death Island is a good one, you know, it's a very good series. Resident Evil Death Island, Vendetta, Damnation, This Generation, and I think it will come. But like Revelation come, but like Nintendo hasn't told Capcom to make another series. like only if Nintendo has some way, if there was still someone in Nintendo side that could bring back the Resident Evil to Nintendo Switch too, or some way, that'd be cool. So that there is a Revelation 3, and like Chris Redfield is a werewolf. There's the cover. I've been searching, maybe thought there was a secret code, a secret ending, some way to see if on an update to see if there was a werewolf. There is a werewolf, I know there is, but like a real like that looking werewolf that I'm seeing in that cover, yellow eyes, and he's big, but I don't see it. But anyway, it's just werewolves, lichens, and um, and that's something. And Resident Evil, next chapter, what will be, um, like the Switch 2 will come, but I don't know how long. I really hope they release a new Switch 2, a new Switch, because we need we need another Resident Evil. We need a Revelation 3 or Resident Evil 9 or a Rain Mode, like a spin-off multiplayer, like similar as, for example, Resident Evil 3D Mercenaries, and have like this, similar to Village, but it's like an open map, rain mode, the style of Revelation 1, difficulty, play with single or shadow of Inferno or some way, or Nemesis in Raccoon City and see areas and that could show, and then get the beat Kylos and Jill and have like a limit, a timer, like how many days it takes. It'll be like more like Dark Soul, difficult. This does feel like Dark Soul. This is the first Resident Evil Village that does feel a Dark Soul way, but better.